Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything. I'm coming at you with another peripheral video. We're going to do a review on some peripherals that I'm using at my computer desk. What peripherals we're using is this Knox boom arm with a Knox shock mount, as well as a newer, it's not new, it's newer pop filter. All right, so now let's talk about the boom arm first. Okay, looking at this boom arm, you can see that it's fairly flimsy. It's specifically made for the Yeti. I don't know if you're getting good volume out of me right now because the microphone is so far away from me, but I think you are because I've got the gain pretty much cranked. But you'll see it's got the double springs. It's holding its weight up pretty good right there. It's got a mount that I've mounted to my printer desk because my computer desk actually was too thick. It will not mount to something over 2 inches. It can only handle about a 2-inch table. Luckily, this is only about 3/4 of an inch, no problem. But when I tried putting it on this, because I wanted to have it a little bit further to the right and avoid my light that I've got right here, I couldn't slip it over this table. This is a table that I made myself with a 1x2 and a 5/8 inch table right here that you can't see. But yeah, I made this table. And it wouldn't fit, so I had to come up with an alternative solution. So I put the bracket on there, which is a very stout metal bracket. I'm super happy with this bracket, and the amount of rubber that's on it is very nice. But these bars seem to be very lightweight. Now, it will move around, right? You got full range of movement. You can go up and down. Now, as you go up and down, your mic will stay oriented straight up and down, right? This bar right here can screw directly into the bottom of your Yeti if you prefer, but I don't. I actually picked up the shock mount, and then I just took my USB cable and just wrapped it around it. That's just me. Now I don't have it screwed in here because that would prevent me from sliding this the way I want to in and out. It would lock it in place. Now if I had it in a specific spot that I wanted it not to move from, then yeah, I'd lock it in. But I'm computer gaming, so I want to bring it up close to my mouth here, and that's another reason why I needed the pop filter. And I want to move it out of the way whenever I just need to move it out of the way. Just get it out of my way so I can get to doing some productivity on my computer desk. Right? Okay. All right. Now, the shock mount is also a Knox product, and it will screw in directly onto your boom, right? And it is... how do I say this? You can rotate it. You can also flip it. You can undo this right here. The mic will flip back the other way, just depending on if you're a left-handed person, right-handed person, or if it's mounted on your right side or your left side, you can flip it. But what's really cool about this shock mount is these rubber bands, right? These rubber bands here, well, they keep the microphone from getting bumped. Like if I bump the table or something, or if I bump this, the vibrations will not go up into the microphone because these rubber bands absorb the vibrations. And I've noticed it has, and in this video you can even hear me, how much is it absorbing the vibrations. This inner piece that has a single screw on the bottom screws into the bottom of your Yeti. There was a point I mounted this, and the the microphone was pointing straight out. So what I did was, all I did was just unhook all these rubber bands. I turned this mounting plate, which is the one with all the fingers coming up, I turned it a couple of spaces to the right and then put all the rubber bands back on. So now the microphone faces directly at me when I've got it close to my mouth like this. You get the idea. And when it's further away, it's still facing towards me. That was kind of like I needed that. Lastly, we're going to be talking about this pop filter. The newer pop filter, it's got like a 1 foot long metal flexible arm where you can position your pop filter exactly where you want it. Now you can mount it to the arm because of the way it's got like a squared off. It's kind of like a shape of kind of like this with a screw going in like this. And so it really can mount onto anything, which I was happy about. I tried mounting it on this first and then having the cable, this bar go up and over this way because I wanted it kind of out of the way. But what I found was when I lifted this up or I lowered it down, it would be out of position. It would be up here, or if I went, it would like go down or it would go up, and it would just be completely in the wrong place. But what I figured out what I would do is I would mount it to the bar that the Yeti is actually mounted to, the one piece that goes straight up, which doesn't move. It stays in relationship to the microphone. So whenever it goes up, and whenever it goes down, it goes down. So that just keeps this exactly where it needs to be. It doesn't ever move. So that's what I'm doing with that. Overall, this total setup here cost me about $60, right? We got the $49 for the boom and the shock mount, and then another $10 for the pop filter. For $60, I thought that was a really good deal, and it's worked pretty good for me. You know, I can bring it all the way over to the right side of my keyboard, or I can put it up out of the way, or I can go all the way down, you know, just however I want to, wherever I want to put it. And I just have to be careful not to have this come out of the bracket because it's not sealed in. It's just leaning inside there. And that's because I wanted to be able to move it around. All right, guys. Well, you can tell me what you think, how it sounds, and the Yeti and the pop filter and the boom arm and the shock mount. And this was Mr. Everything coming at you with another peripheral review. Catch you next time.